I love the smell of fresh mint, don't you? I'm going to be using this in one of my recipes today because I'm cooking a meal for all of my girlfriends. So let's get ready for the lunch bunch.
Jazzy, you're going to be healthy with the Jazzy vegetarian. Jazzy, so snazzy. We're going to cook something healthy and light. Jazzy, so snazzy.
So join me in the kitchen right now.
We're gonna cook something healthy and light. That's right.
When lunch is on your mind, but inspiring recipes are hard to find, try the simple fare I'm preparing today. We're going to begin with an easy 4-ingredient leek soup. And next up, a trio of main dish salads include tantalizing avocado and black bean confetti salad, tasty, fancy chickpea salad, and satisfying Quinoa Tabbouleh. Now we're going to finish our lunch with an elegant and refreshing banana raspberry sorbet. So let's prepare it now. Today, I have all my best girlfriends coming over for lunch. Nobody likes to cook midday, and there's really a great treat in store when you ask them to come to your home and make them this meal. I'm going to make it really easy for you. About 7 years ago or so, my good friend Suzanne threw a lunch bunch party, and she had this fabulous black bean and avocado salad that she served. And over the years, I've tweaked it here, tweaked it there, and add a little jazzy this, add a little jazzy that, and I've come up with a fabulous salad that I'm going to share with you today. And it's called avocado and black bean confetti salad. We're going to start off with 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, and then 1 tablespoon of a real good quality balsamic vinegar, 1 teaspoon of dried cilantro. You can use some fresh cilantro if you like. And then 1/2 teaspoon of chili powder. That's going to give it a little jazzy pizzazz. 1/2 teaspoon of sea salt. About 1/4 to 1/8 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. I'm going to use, just about half of this. And that is it. Oh, yes, I do want to add a little freshly ground black pepper. I know there's something about black pepper that really spices and wakes up your meals, especially with a dressing like this. So I know you're thinking, oh, this is going to be pretty spicy, but it's really not because the black beans are really bland, the avocado's really bland, the other things, so it's going to just make those flavors pop, and that is it. All right, let me just set that aside. And now for the rest of the salad. So we're going to start with 1/2 cucumber, and we're just going to peel it. Easy as can be. So let's just cube up this cucumber. Now here's my little jazzy trick. To take the seeds out of a cucumber, I like to use a serrated grapefruit spoon. Really, really easy, and it just pulls them right out of there. And it has so many uses. Or if you're taking seeds out of a squash, a eggplant, a zucchini, you get the idea. That's a great jazzy tip. And we're just gonna cube up this cucumber. You can really cut it any way you like. That gives a nice crunch when you take a bite of this fabulous salad. Ooh, that's really nice. I'm gonna go right into my beautiful bowl. So I've got 1 can of black beans, and they're drained and rinsed. 1 cup of cherry or grape tomatoes, and you're just gonna halve those. And then garlic. That flavor just makes this salad really, really pop. There we go. Beautiful. So I'm going to add more confetti to the salad right now. What I'm adding is 1 red bell pepper. I've just diced that up. That's pretty. If you can't find a red pepper, you can use an orange pepper, you can use a green pepper. Any of them will work. About 1/2 cup of diced red onion. That really gives it a pop of color. And then, of course, we have our avocado, but I'm not going to cut this now because it would turn brown. I'm going to actually cut the avocado right before I toss the salad together and place it in the salad. Okay, we're ready for our dressing. I wish you could smell this. Wow. It is really fantastic. And then we're just going to give it all a toss, a quick toss. Isn't that beautiful? Wow. Really pretty. I'm going to get a plate to put over the top. All right, into the refrigerator it goes. And next up, I really love this, my fancy chickpea salad.
All my friends, they're great gals. Let's have lunch with a lunch bunch. We're gonna have a tasty lunch today.
Fancy chickpea salad. And it is so fancy. It comes together really, really quickly. It's perfect for any lunch. You can serve it in a little pita bread. You can serve it on toast. You can serve it in a sandwich. Or you can serve it the way that I'm going to serve it today, which is on a bed of lettuce with this trio of salads. It's really good. So I'm starting off with 1 can of garbanzo beans or chickpeas. I've drained them. I've rinsed them very well. So I'm just going to pour them all in my mixing bowl and just keep kind of mushing them up till you see they still have some texture to them, but we don't want them to be a puree. That's why I'm not doing them in the blender. Okay, perfect. There we go. Next, I'm going to add celery and some parsley. So let me set this aside. Now, I really love the taste of fresh celery, and I love to use the leaves also, especially in a salad, because instead of using celery salt or dried celery, you just mince them up really fine. They add a really great pop of taste in this salad. So I'm just going to chop my celery right up. Just small enough they're going to kind of dice up. You really do want to cut those leaves up pretty small. So just toss those leaves in there, about a tablespoon of leaves. And we're going to start with about a cup of this minced celery. Oh, here it is. Oh, no, it's not parsley, it's celery. Celery is perfect to use when you're layering flavor. You know, we talk about that so much on the show. I love to cook with layers and layers of flavor. And that's what makes plant-based cooking really delicious. Now, celery is great as a base for soups, and it also is really great to add crunch to salads. So the next time you're thinking of adding a little taste to your dish, think about celery. It's really, really good. Now let's get back to cooking our meal. All right, now I'm going to gather all this up. I think that's about a cup. Okie dokie. Now, I've got some parsley. And parsley just gives nice, fresh taste to this salad. Just measure it for the heck of it. Yeah, about 1.5 tablespoons is what I'm putting in today. A little more, a little less, fine and dandy. I'm going to add about 1/8 teaspoon of sea salt. And then I'm going to add 1/8 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. And then I'm going to add about 1 tablespoon of capers. You're going to drain them. You're going to rinse them really well and then kind of mince them fine like this. You can also leave the capers whole if you like. But the thing that the capers do in this salad is they really give it a nice little pop of taste. That is good. Now, if you don't have capers, you can certainly use green or black olives. You could certainly use even some dill pickles if you wanted. Now, what I'm going to dress it with is about 4 tablespoons of vegan mayonnaise. Oh yeah, that's coming together. That's beautiful. Now, my last little jazzy trick is walnuts. So let me just toss that in. Oh yeah, look at that. Almost like a chickenish salad, but it's my fancy chickpea salad instead. That is good. So let me put it into my serving bowl. And see the oohs and ahs when you serve this one. My fancy chickpea salad. Isn't that great? Well, up next, something a little bit different. My Quinoa Tabbouleh. That's right.
Let's have lunch with a lunch bunch. We're gonna have a tasty lunch today.
This salad just makes me sing. Because you know what? One day I wanted tabbouleh. I had all this mint in my garden. I grow it out on my deck with the rest of my herbs. And I had some prepared quinoa. And suddenly it came to me, you know, quinoa has kind of the feeling that couscous has. Quinoa is actually a seed. So it has a little coating on the outside. So you want to rinse it very well and drain it. And take 1 cup of quinoa to 2 cups of water. Put it on your stove with a tight-fitting top. It cooks up in 17 minutes. And this is what the cooked quinoa looks like. You want to make your quinoa either the night before or the morning of when you're making this salad and chill it. I'm going to chop up that fresh mint like I had in my garden that day. And of course, mint traditionally works in a tabbouleh. It's absolutely super duper. That's about 2 tablespoons, I think. That smells good. That'll get you going. What would tabbouleh be without fresh parsley? And I've got some great flat leaf parsley that I'm going to put in. About a cup of chopped fresh parsley. Cut it straight across. Now that parsley smells so good. I always use flat leaf parsley. I think it has a much nicer texture than the curly leaf parsley, and it also has a really great flavor. That's beautiful. Let's see here. Loosely packed, a cup of fresh parsley. That smells so good. Let's put the rest of the ingredients in. 1 cup of cooked and chilled quinoa. That's what we're going to start off with. Now we've got 3 medium chopped tomatoes. A little more, a little less. Totally cool. 1 tablespoon of chopped chives or chopped scallions. That's just going to add a little subtle taste. Look how pretty that's looking. Now, of course, olives. And what I'm going to put in is 1/2 cup of Kalamata olives. Just dump those right in there. Let's give it a toss, see how it's looking. Now I think I'm going to add just a little bit more of the quinoa, about another 1/2 cup. There we go. Now that's just perfect. So about 1.5 cups of quinoa is what I've used today. Now, let's make our dressing. It's really easy. All right, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to squeeze some fresh lemon. Maybe about 1/4 cup of this fresh lemon juice. I'm just going to grab 1 more of those absolutely beautiful, scrumptious lemons. Wow. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Oh, yeah. So I want to use a little bit of the zest in this dressing. Get some nice little slivers. It's going to look real pretty in the salad. Now we're going to toss in that 1/4 cup of that fresh lemon. And then I've got 2 tablespoons of olive oil, about a 1/4 teaspoon of sea salt, and about 1/8 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. A little bit of fresh pepper too. That's enough. Okay, whisk that together. This is really just a great basic lemon dressing for any salad that you might be preparing. There it is. Ooh, that's nice. Let's start off with 4 tablespoons of the dressing. Let's toss it. I'm going to use the whole thing. Fantastic. Beautiful. There it is, my fabulous quinoa tabbouleh. Right up next, I've got my fantastic 4-ingredient leek soup. So, here's how you prepare your leeks. The main thing you've got to do is get that sand out of them. This is the way that I like to do it. Just slice little rings right across there, just like that. They're going to be so pretty. Take off that tough outer, and you can go about that far up the leek. Some people like the greener parts. I think they're kind of tough. So you want to just then separate them and put them into water. That's all you have to do. You see how I'm making these little leek rings? And what's happening is it's breaking it apart, so all the sand that has gotten into the leeks is going to fall to the bottom of this water bowl. Now what you're going to do is just lift it out like that, and you're going to see that there's sand at the bottom of this bowl. Pour all this water out and keep doing this over and over until you pour that bowl of water out and there's no sand left behind. That's when you know your leeks are sandless. So, great little jazzy tip. So easy to do. Let me just set that aside because I've already prepared some for you and rinse them over and over and over and over again. If you don't have a salad spinner, you can just use a colander, do the same thing over a big bowl in the sink, swish them around with your hand to make sure you get all that sand off of there. So I'm going to start by sautéing my leeks. Put your pan on a medium heat, then add in your leeks. I like to add my olive oil on top of the veggies. And we're just going to add a little touch of olive oil in this, maybe about 2 teaspoons. That's all. And we're just going to sauté them till they start becoming soft. So get it going. Hear that sizzle. Turn that down to medium-low. Put that top on it. And we're just going to let them sauté for about 5 minutes or so until they're nice and soft, and then we're going to add the rest of our ingredients. And while we're waiting for that to cook up, I just want to share a little jazzy, entertaining tip with you. You know, at the end of my meal, I always like to serve tea and coffee. And of course, I like to serve an herbal-style tea. Now, I used to just make a big pot of herbal tea, but what would end up happening is about half the people would say, no, I don't like that kind of tea. So I finally came up with this little plan. I like to take a pretty bowl or a basket and just have various herbal tea bags. I pass them around the table. That way everybody can choose the tea bag that they want to have, bring them back to the kitchen, and make everybody a cup of tea that they really love to have with their dessert after lunch. Now that I've got my tea time all set for the end of my meal, I just want to finish my leek soup. I'm going to put in 32 ounces of any veggie broth that you like. I like to use a salted broth for this. And just a half a teaspoon of all-purpose seasoning. Give it a little stir, and as you can see, that's just going to be a very delicate soup that I'm going to serve for the first course of my lunch today. That's it. I'm going to let it simmer for about 10 minutes or so, and now on to my fantastic banana raspberry sorbet. Good. Here's how we get started. You want to have 2 large frozen bananas. I'm just going to throw the bananas right in there. Delish. Then I have 1 cup of frozen organic raspberries. You could actually do this with frozen peaches if you want. You can do this with strawberries. And now for a little sweet. I'm going to start with 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. You can use agave syrup if you want. A little more for good measure, because I want it nice and sweet for my gal pals today. And then I've got vanilla soy milk. Really, any vegan milk is fine. I'm going to start with about a half a cup. I know I'm going to use more as we move on. Now, let it rip. Have it all kind of mixed together. I'm going to add the milk a little bit at a time, about 2/3 of a cup here. Alrighty. Oh yeah, that's beautiful. Wow, look how pretty that is. Beautiful, beautiful sorbet. It's almost like a soft serve. Woo! Isn't that pretty? Gorgeous. Now I like to top it off with just a little bit of that mint, since I was using mint in the meal today. Banana raspberry sorbet. Now, let me plate up the meal and taste it for you. Good. Well, here is my fabulous meal for all my girlfriends, the Lunch Bunch. First, let me dish up my fabulous 4-ingredient leek soup. Woo! That's steamy. And you're going to see how these leeks almost just take the place of noodles in this soup. It's a very, very delicate soup. Oh, isn't that pretty? A couple more leeks. Isn't that just so beautiful? Get a little bite there. That has such a delicate taste. You can't get from any other vegetable. What a perfect first course for my fabulous lunch bunch meal. Now, look at my array of salads. I've just kind of plated it up on a very pretty plate, used a little charger, just kind of give it some extra jazzy pizzazz. First, this fantastic avocado and black bean confetti salad. Now, what I've done, as I said, is right before I served it, I just tossed in some cubed avocado. You want to cut them about that big. So about 5 minutes ago, I just tossed the avocado in. Oh, that is so good. A little bit of the black bean, a little bit of the cucumber, a little bit of the tomatoes, and a little bit of those peppers. Give it a taste. Oh, yeah, that is absolutely fabulous. Now, of course, I've served a little bread along with this. Let me just grab a piece. You want to serve a nice basket of crusty bread, because if anybody wants to take some of their salad and put it on their piece of bread, they can absolutely do that. And that's actually what I'm going to do with my fancy chickpea salad. A little tiny bit on the end of a piece of bread. Those capers really add a nice pop of flavor, a little bit of that cayenne on the back taste, crunchy celery, the celery leaves, and those fabulous chickpeas in my fancy chickpea salad. I just love that. Last but not least, my Quinoa Tabbouleh. That lemon just popping through. The three salads, they really complement one another. It's just fantastic. Now, my delicious banana raspberry sorbet. It takes under 5 minutes to make. And I serve it along with some little cookies. Let me give this a taste. Oh my goodness. It's nice and soft. Look at the texture of this. It's almost like a beautiful ice cream. Combination sorbet. And once you taste it, you'll never have store-bought again. I just love it. I'd like to thank you all so much for joining me today. I just love all of these recipes, don't you? The next time you're looking for a fun midday meal to feed your lunch bunch, I hope you'll try the recipes from today's show. So until next time, be happy, be healthy, and be well. From the Jazzy Vegetarian.
Visit our website at jazzyvegetarian.com to connect with Laura, see videos, find your favorite recipes, and more. Follow Laura on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Laura Theodore's Jazzy Vegetarian Classics features recipes from this series, and it's available for $26.95. Jazzy Vegetarian, a collection of favorite recipes, is available for $24.95. A set of both cookbooks is available for $44.95. For information or to order, visit jazzyvegetarian.com.
Organic love, 100% natural. Yes, it is now. Organic love. I've got no additives or no preservatives. It's real intuitive. It's downright primitive. Organic love is 100% natural. Yes, it is now.